Hello, welcome to HITC Sport. Alright, let's take a look at every Premier League club and find one Champions League winner who would suit them the best. I'm going to pick one Champions League winner for the last 19 seasons, and here's my one rule: I can only choose each player once, or this list would just be scattered with Messi and Ronaldo. Arsenal, Ricardo Carvalho 2004. Listen lads, Arsenal's defence is complete and utter poison. They need centre-backs, anyone. Christ above, give the ball boy a pair of boots. He can't be any worse than some of these cardboard cutouts. If we're talking Champions League winners, bring in the 2004 Porto winning version of Ricardo Carvalho. At the age of 26, the man was in his prime. Sure, like David Luiz, he's a ball-playing centre-half who hadn't visited a barber in 7 goddamn years. But unlike Luiz, the guy was one of the most composed and assured defenders in world football. Christ above, Mikel Arteta would probably swap his wife and kids to get the chance to put Carvalho in his defence. Aston Villa, Juan Mata 2012. Alright, we're gonna go back to the 11-12 Chelsea season, when they somehow won the Champions League. Sure, the star of that night, the one who stole the thunder, was Didier Drogba. But he was also 34, inching towards the Chelsea retirement home, and had scored as many league goals that season as Wesley has this, and he spent half it out injured with a broken ankle. So instead, no, I'm gonna go for Juan Mata. With Jack Grealish about to treat his employers the same way he used the Ireland youth setup, i.e. as a stepping stone to bigger things, a prime 24-year-old Juan Mata would fill that creativity void. Actually, not only would he fit it, 2012 Mata is better than current Grealish. If Mata was born in a London hospital, he'd have the British media queuing up to lick his feet. Brighton, Xavi 2009. Yes, Graham Potter likes his Brighton team to play tiki-taka, ball-playing stuff, clearly modelled on the great Barcelona and Spain teams. Except they had Xavi and Iniesta, and they have Aaron Moy. Sure, Potter's probably excited about the incoming Adam Lallana, but offer him a treble-winning 29-year-old Xavi, who lifted the Champions League for Barcelona in Rome of that year. I'm not saying that the presence of Xavi in the field would suddenly get this club into Europe, but lads, literally one of the best suited footballers in history for this current Brighton team. Burnley, Nemanja Vidic 2008. Okay, think, what blood and thunder centre-halves would perfectly fit in at Burnley? Sure, James Tarkowski and Ben Mee are tough defenders, but good lord, they probably worship at the temple of Nemanja Vidic, the king of sticking his head where it hurts, willing to sacrifice his teeth for a chance of a trophy. Yeah, he lifted the European Cup in Moscow for Man United. Put a 27-year-old Vidic in his prime at Burnley, he'd probably get sick in his mouth, but they would probably challenge for the top 6. Chelsea, Lionel Messi 2015. Yeah, Chelsea are the lucky ones who won the Messi raffle. Don't get me wrong, the only way Lionel Messi would have wound up at Stamford Bridge is if there was a nuclear blast, which wiped out about 40% of the world's football clubs. But yeah, I'm gonna go for Barcelona 2015 when they ripped Juventus apart in the final, drinking the tears of Paul Pogba for breakfast. I know Chelsea are well stacked on the wings, and the addition of Messi to strengthen the competition, it would probably make Callum Hudson-Odoi cry in the bath. But Pedro is gone, Willian might leave, and they failed to replace the world-class star quality void left by Eden Hazard. But then again, it's a bit hard to replace a £100 million superstar when you're not even allowed to buy a packet of crisps. Give Chelsea a 28-year-old Messi. No, not even give them a 33-year-old one. Give them a 14-year-old Messi, and he alone would win Frank Lampard the league. No questions asked. Well, maybe one question. Why the is he at Chelsea? Crystal Palace, Mycon 2010. Okay, you might think I'd ruffle up a piece of creative spark to slap in the Crystal Palace team to prepare for the inevitable departure of Wilfred Zaha. But no, I'm sorry, are we all just forgetting that this club still don't really have a right back? They've sold Aaron Wan-Bissaka for £60 million and just decided to chuck a fat Martin Kelly back there. That's like plugging a hole in the ceiling with a sock. That's how you get bathwater dripping into your bowl of shreddies. Mycon in 2010, 6 months before his public crucifixion at the hands of a man from South Wales, he back then was the best right back in world football, scoring for Brazil at World Cups, lifting the treble with Inter Milan, put him at Crystal Palace. Actually, maybe not, because we've seen in the past that Roy Hodgson doesn't really know how to manage Brazilian fullbacks from Inter Milan. He nearly stuck for Roberto Carlos up front. Everton, Kaká 2007. Alright lads, let's stop dancing around this. Gylfi Sigurdsson is overrated. Either that or his appetite and hunger have just been diluted by his massive wages, forcing Carlo Ancelotti, a man used to dining with the best, forcing this world-class manager to rely on a former Spurs reject for creativity. This is a man used to tasting the finest wine, dining on a 5-star cuisine. Now you're forcing him to eat a bowl of dog food for dinner. Allow Ancelotti to instead work with the 2007 version of Kaká, who ripped through the heart of Europe to lift the Ballon d'Or, who sent half of Man United's defence for a ham sandwich. Replace Sigurdsson with Kaká. I'm sorry, that alone will get you into the top 4. Leeds, Iker Casillas 2000. Alright, so Leeds currently have a former Real Madrid shot stopper in goal called Kiko Casilla. How about Casillas instead? Their current number 1 was a wet fudge stain on Real Madrid's bench. This guy, by contrast, made over 700 appearances for them in goal, Liverpool, won 5 league titles, 3 Champions Leagues, with his first one coming in 2000 as a goddamn teenager. Sure, putting a 19-year-old goalkeeper into the hustle and bustle of the Premier League. We've seen with David De Gea, it is a slight risk, but when you're a generational talent like Casillas, who would be the best keeper in the goddamn league, he alone would keep Leeds up. Leicester, Cristiano Ronaldo 2014. Yeah, the lucky ones to get Cristiano Ronaldo. The 2014 version, where he was 29, scoring over 50 goals and winning La Decima, flexing his abs so hard, I'm surprised he didn't cough up a goddamn kidney. The reason being, right? Put him in Brendan Rodgers' fast-paced, counter-attacking team. He would take Leicester to the next level. You might think,
oh, Ronaldo would take any team to the next level.
Oh yeah? Put him in Newcastle's team under Steve Bruce, a team who allow Norwich City 2/3 of possession at their own goddamn stadium. Or chuck him in a Burnley team who spent half the game challenging for long balls in the air. Then no, he'd be a complete and utter waste. But Ronaldo, supplied by Tielemans and Maddison, with Vardy creating space, then you're probably looking at this Leicester City team being crowned Premier League champions yet again. Liverpool, Luka Modric 2018. Okay, let's be honest. Messi at Chelsea, Ronaldo at Leicester, they don't really make any sense. But Luka Modric is literally the only thing missing from this Liverpool team. And it's not too far-fetched to think that if things had gone differently, he might have wound up at Anfield. For Christ's sake, he nearly signed for Newcastle. The last piece in the jigsaw that Jurgen Klopp needs is a ball-playing creative midfielder. Naby Keita hasn't really worked. 2018 version of Luka Modric though. A Champions League winner, a World Cup finalist, Ballon d'Or winner. Stick that version of him in the heart of Liverpool's midfield instead of James Milner or the one plugging the one out of the little mix. They'd win every trophy in sight. Man City, Virgil van Dijk 2019. So obvious, lads. Yet again, another game-changing move. Man City wanted Virgil van Dijk in 2017 and decided to go for Marc Laporte instead, who is still a world-class defender, but I'm sorry, the signing of Van Dijk, which would have left Liverpool with Lovren shoved in defence, this would have guaranteed Man City probably 5 league titles on the trot. Man United, Zinedine Zidane 2002. Okay, lads, admittedly, the Man United team right now is one of the most entertaining sides in the country. You think, how can you really improve it? Easily, lads. Stick the unreliable and inconsistent Pogba on the first plane to Madrid and put a prime 2002 version of Zinedine Zidane in midfield instead. In 2002, this guy was the best midfielder on the planet. A 30-year-old World Cup winner with a Ballon d'Or in his locker and who just banged home a stunning volley in Glasgow to win the Champions League. On his day, yes, Pogba is a world-class footballer, but he's also prone to sulking like a little boy. This guy was genuine class every day of the week. A peak Zidane in this midfield. I'm sorry, you'd probably win the league. For the younger viewers, to put this in context, he was better than Kevin De Bruyne is now. Newcastle, Karim Benzema 2017. Okay lads, Newcastle are utterly desperate for a proven centre forward. Actually, not even proven, just someone who can score more than 5 a season. Instead, give them the 2017 version of Karim Benzema, a 29-year-old who batted home 19 goals that year, lifted a league title and winning a Champions League final against Juventus. Newcastle fans would probably gladly toss off their cousin under the breakfast table if it meant to guarantee this move. And you know what, a front three of him, Alan Saint-Maximin and Miguel Almiron, it would probably get this team into Europe. Sheffield United, Andrei Shevchenko 2003. Okay, this is a weird one. We've already seen Andrei Shevchenko in English football and it was just a sad sight. A £30 million Chelsea flop. It was sad watching such a legendary figure stumble about the park like an overweight badger. Christ, it was just sad. His dignity was splattered all over the turf. But it's not as if he was somehow allergic to England. That wasn't the problem. In May 2003, he scored a penalty to win the Champions League final at Old Trafford. He also scored 28 goals that season, won the Ballon d'Or. Chris Wilder has just guided the Blades into 9th in the league, and that was with him using a strike force less efficient than a broken Hoover. Give him a proven world-class goal scorer, they would probably finish inside the top 6. Southampton, Oliver Kahn 2001. Okay, the younger viewers might not have a clue who this guy is or was, considering he's currently 51 years old. But lads, one of the best goalkeepers to ever grace the game. At Bayern Munich #1 for 14 years. He lifted the Champions League in 2001, with Bayern Munich beating Valencia on penalties. Southampton currently have Alex McCarthy in nets, with Angus Gunn probably having been imprisoned for conceding 9 at home. And yeah, McCarthy's done alright, but he is not fit to even lick Can's gloves. Tottenham, Steven Gerrard 2005. Listen, Tottenham under Jose Mourinho are a work in progress, but there is potential there for a very good team. Allow Mourinho the opportunity to work with prime Steven Gerrard, a 25-year-old Champions League winning captain from Istanbul. Jose tried to sign him about 4 different times. Clearly he wanted to stick this guy into his midfield. This Tottenham team have lacked a driving force and winning mentality in midfield for years. Put prime Stevie G in there instead of Harry Winks. Suddenly they'd have one of the strongest spines in the country. West Brom, Arjen Robben 2013. Okay, I wouldn't dare send us a 29-year-old Champions League winning Arjen Robben to a season at West Brom. I wouldn't do it. Baggies fans would though. A Wembley winner in 2013. He scored over 20 goals that year from the wing. He's I think it's safe to say he's a bit of an upgrade on Callum Robinson. West Ham, Samuel Eto'o, 2006. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Going through this entire list, it's a borderline criminal sin to not pick Ronaldinho even once. Well, lads, yes, he was one of the best players to ever touch a ball. But these are players that, each club actually needs. And I'm sorry, but what the hell would David Moyes do with Ronaldinho? He doesn't even know how to use Philippe Anderson. What this West Ham is lacking is not individual flair. It's not maverick talent. It's goals. Nobody has hit 20 goals for this club in a single season since Martin Harewood in 2005. At 25-year-old Samuel Eto'o would do that with his eyes closed. Wolves, Andres Iniesta, 2011. Rounding this off with yet another Barcelona player. Yes, I don't really know what I can say about Andres Iniesta that hasn't been said already. If you don't know, if you're a Wolves fan out there and you're disagreeing with this, trust me, you'll be lucky to even have Iniesta look at your goddamn club. Back in 2011, you were about to get relegated from the Premier League under Terry Connor. While this guy was arguably the best midfielder in world football. So no, I don't really think I have to explain why this guy would fit in this Wolves team. You'd probably rip off your nutsack to even shake his hand. Anyway, that's it. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, I'll talk to you in a while.